A city with a tragic history worthy of Shakespeare and Sophocles. A city destined to become the new center of the Balkan world. A crossroads of human destinies and a jewel adorning the face of Europe. But something went wrong. Balkanikon was built on a grand scale and with a degree of diligence highly unusual for the Balkans. Located in one of the northwesternmost corners of the country, closer to the members of the European family, it boasted numerous invited engineers and architects from the Netherlands, Denmark and Germany. The government was full of ambitions. It invested billions of fiat, the local currency, to attract the finest and most skilled professionals to build the future pride of the nation. The government spared no expense. The money had been stolen from the people anyway, and all these efforts were not in vain. When the first stage of construction was completed and the silhouette of the new capital appeared before President Vladimir Vukojebia, tears began streaming down his face. Some say he even fell to the ground, curled up into a ball, and began sobbing like a toddler. Others claim that he pissed himself with joy as well. A select few add that he also shed himself. At first, the city flourished beneath the scorching Balkan sun. People poured in from villages across the country, starved of the opportunities and prospects unavailable back home, such as beer shops that remained open after 10 p.m. Balkanikon's economy took off and expanded in record time by European standards. It resembled more the Arab model of development. It literally exploded. New government buildings, gigantic malls, five-star hotels and apartments, public parks, office skyscrapers, grand squares, and even an underground railway system, the fourth on the Balkan Peninsula after Sofia, Athens and Bucharest. And while the government, at that time headed by the President Marie Stoic, because the previous one, Vladimir Vukojebia, had died after being diagnosed with prostate cancer, reaped the fruits of its labor and drank the finest Magnolia rakia, processes that no one could have predicted began unfolding among the population of the newly established capital. Downstream along the river Skvirtica stood Balkanikon's neighboring town, a place languishing in obscurity despite its extraordinary cultural importance, its thousand-year history, and the mind-blowing monuments of its old town, Stara Dubka. To the people, it was what Kyoto is to the Japanese. It was precisely why the expansion experts at the international supermarket chain Lidl chose it as the location for the company's first store in the country. And the moment Lidl's board of directors approved the initiative, Balkanikon's fate was sealed. The most terrifying part was that the end did not come overnight. Oh no. Death tightened its grip around Balkanikon's throat gently and gradually, stretching its agony over many long years. After Lidl opened in neighboring Stara Dubka, people slowly began moving there, street by street, neighborhood by neighborhood, district by district. Balkanikon started to empty. First, the apartment blocks on the outskirts turned into ghost buildings. Then empty buses began moving ominously along the city's avenues. Small and medium-sized businesses were the first to fall. Shawarma spots and cafes closed their doors. Then came the turn of the major industrial enterprises. The metal of the machinery gradually went cold and began to rust, waiting in vain for the warm hands of workers who had disappeared. And so, 20 years later, the government realized that there was nobody left to govern, so they quietly followed everyone else to Stara Dubka. Stara Dubka became the new capital of Vukojebia. It did not matter that it was not even a proper city, but something closer to a village. It did not matter that it was filthier than a rubbish dump in India. It did not even matter that it had no trains, no buses, and not even a single car. Everyone traveled on horseback or by horse-drawn cart. What mattered was that it had Lidl, and Lidl had a bakery, and the bakery had chocolate croissants and Kong Strong energy drinks. And what more does a person need in this little life? And so ended the story of the most technologically advanced, the most ambitious, and the most progressive city in the Balkans. A city that once embodied the Vukojebian dream and Vukojebia's hopes for a glorious future. Today, nobody lives in Balkanikon. Nature has swallowed it, and all its secrets remain undiscovered. Thank you for watching. Come visit our country Vukojebia, rest yourself, enjoy our nature, invest your money into our economy and make right decisions. До widzenia!